We are live. What is good, everybody? Oh, we love it. First one in, and I hope you guys are enjoying the You Don't Know. What's good, bro? What's good, bro? I hope everyone is having a good day today. Especially a good Wednesday. And I hope all of you are enjoying the wild. Oh, I know you're fast. Man, what's good, bro? It's been a while since we've actually seen you, bro. A while. Where you been hiding, bro? Now, I really do hope you guys have been enjoying the African wild dog videos. Thank you, bro. We want everyone to enjoy that. What's up, Froggy? What's up, man? Mental. But yeah, I hope everyone does enjoy the African wild dog. I know you don't know enjoyed it, but I hope everyone else. I stay up all night to try and. Man, I promise, man, you'll see more of us. Don't worry. You will see more of us. It won't let me comment on them though. Oh, that sucks. Bessie. Up, 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 up. Come in. Come on. Come on. Danger juice. Everybody say hello to Betsy Boo. Hello, Betsy. So I hope everyone will go and appreciate, yeah, the shorts, because mate, you know I do shorts. Oh. So, man, to inform you, there is a video to do with African wild dogs that I posted. Oh. So yeah, there is a video that I did about African wild dogs that I want everyone to go and view and love and appreciate, because those guys do not get spoken enough on, you know. So I did a video all about African wild dogs. It is absolutely, I love it because, you know, these guys, as I say, don't get spoken enough on, and they are more successful hunters than lions are. So lions don't even get as much meals than African wild dogs. What's up, Bessie? But it is actually really good fun. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. I have also posted another video today, which I hope you all enjoy as well. There's lots coming out, and there's lots to be looking forward to. More streams coming through, because I know I've been slacking with live streams and all that sort of stuff. Why do you want the doctor to tell you to say, Matt D, you sound like you suck, D. I can't lie. Weak ass troll for that one, boy. Weak ass troll. Live from prison. Interesting. Well, big up from your prison cell, boy. So this is behind me our recent shed from our spider. And you can see the fangs really clearly. And yes, this is a real shed from my zoo. And you can just see the, you know, the beautiful, beautiful fangs. There's Betsy. It is a spider, and it is very beautifully done with the fangs. You can see the fangs, you can see the whole body. This spider had it shed not long ago, so, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shed. And yes, spiders can shed the same as snakes and lizards, but if you were to touch a spider while they're in shed, they will die. Simple as. So if you love nature and you love that sort of stuff, then go and subscribe to us. It does mean a massive to us, because we are trying to push more content out. and I will be trying to post way more and everything else, as well as going live. But I did try to promote the African wild dogs because, like I say, they are very truly special in their own right. You know, so go and check it out. Go and show some love for that video. Go and show me your opinions on it and everything else in between. Betsy. Hello, Betsy. Look at you. Look at you. Come here, you big dirty dog. Oh, come on. Let's have it, Betsy. Let's have it. And if you like animals and you want to support, then you're doing it for Betsy. But if you don't like animals, then you're not doing it for the Betsy, isn't it? I know, Betsy. If they love animals, they'll do it for you. So one love equals one love for Betsy, and a follow shows that you love Betsy as well. So if you love Betsy and you want to support the channel, go and show some love. But yes, we do look after animals, and we love all sorts, don't we, Betsy? Hey. Yes, you're a very funny girl. I hope you all love the idea of having a dog near you. So, ma'am, what have you been doing for the last couple of days then, since we last spoke? Because I know you told me that you were sleeping, but other than sleeping, what else have you been doing? What else has the boy been doing? Innit, Betsy? We want to know. We want to know what man's been doing. Innit, big girl? No, you're just a big girl. Stuff fast, man. Oh. But it is nice to see you in here, man. Not gonna lie, it is nice to see you. That's a beautiful dog, Henry. Much appreciated, mate. It's a French bulldog. I'm looking after 2 French bulldogs at the moment, so I got them until pretty much Sunday. So Sunday is the last day you guys will get to see these 2 beautiful dogs. But they are absolutely spectacular. So yeah. What are the points for I don't think I've seen them before? Man, you haven't really been in our streams all too much. Like, literally, we've not seen you in our streams for a good couple of months. Maybe a bit more than that. But yeah, you haven't really shown much. But it's all good though. It is all good. But you don't know. Well done for subscribing to the guy that I saw you in the live stream with recently. The trouble is, he doesn't get much trolls in his streams. He's more of a chilled guy, but he's a very sound guy. I like him. He's sound. You know what I mean? So, but it sucks that he didn't make you moderator. Even though I told him to make you a mod, he didn't wanna. What is this person on about? Can you even spell? Because the way you're spelling that shows that you can't spell. I saw that you were live, so I joined because I kind of want to... Mate, once we keep going live more often, I promise we'll get more trolls. I've just been very busy with stuff, you feel me? That's all it is. It's just basically being very much busy with stuff, not having much time to go live, having lots of work on. So it's calm. You know what I mean? Like, and plus shit gets crazy when it's nature. And man, since you haven't really been updated in terms of what animals I've been speaking about, we will give you a nice, beautiful animal lesson. So, what shall we bring to man? Oh yeah, we'll give this. Come on. So man, this is Megalodon. This is the size of Megalodon. This is one of the animals we have been speaking about on my live streams. So Megalodon was about 60 to 50 feet tall, which is impressive. Now a lot of people did generally think that Megalodon was either a great white shark or a lemon shark. It is somewhat easy to understand why they would mistaken this species for, you know, lemon shark or, you know, great white sharks, but Megalodon was actually a mackerel shark, and these guys were extinct for about 2.5 million years. So you will never really be able to see a Megalodon like it. So yes, Megalodon was actually extinct 2.5 million years ago. Oh, I'm lagging. Wait, one sec, I'm lagging. Why are we lagging so bad? Wait, are we good? Yeah, we're good. So yeah, 2.5 million years ago, these guys were extinct, but these guys are incredible, you know, fossils of what you would have seen before. Megalodon was very much a real species though, you know, but like I say, you will never see these guys that big again because if you think about how animals have evolved and how animals have genuinely, you know, moved on to evolve into different elements of the world, a lot of them have developed to deal with cold, heat, all sorts of different stuff. Whereas Megalodon, if it was still alive, it would not be half the size it was before, and therefore it would just be a more smaller shark than it would have been back in the dinosaur. More trolls, please. Mate, it depends on how many people really show up, because I genuinely don't get much trolls in, but we will get trolls come in when they come in. You feel me? So yeah, I mean, all in all, Megalodon was a beautiful species of mackerel shark. So for people that think that these guys were genuinely a species of great white sharks, you're very highly mistaken. And you guys thought I was done just there. And also with mosquitoes, because we all know we love mosquitoes. If you have type O blood, they're not going to want to be near you. But if you have type A blood, no, type B. Yeah, if you have type B, they jump into your boat. They're crazy. No, these guys are, you know, blood suckers. They're not a parasite because parasites feed on the host. So these guys will only suck your blood, but it's only the females that carry the disease. But if you have type B blood, then they're gonna love you for life. Type O, no. Just not what they're gonna do. And then we're gonna do this. When it wants to load in. Wow, I'm very glitchy today. I may forget how to spell the name of the bug. No worries, bro. And this is basically a nice demonstration of different how to identify cheetah, leopard, jaguar. Even though these guys generally have somewhat the same markings, easy to identify who is who. As it is very much distinctively like this. Let me get it. So this is how you would tell a leopard. So leopards generally do look like they have the same markings as a jaguar, but the difference between a jaguar and a leopard is leopards do not have the little dot in the middle of them. So that's how you'll be able to identify, you know, a leopard, because they do not have this unique, you know, coloration or pattern. When I say, if you look carefully between leopard and jag, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Come on, my phone's being an absolute tit today. Here we go. So when I say jaguar has a little dot in the middle of its coloration, they have a nice little rosette with a little dot right in the middle. Leopards don't typically have that little spot right in the middle, but they do look eerily similar. But the funny thing is, jaguars are typically more powerful than leopards. Now, we all know that their bite force is about 1,500 per square inch. You know, if you think about how polar bears would typically have more of a bite force, they really don't. But as I say, you can really tell the difference between a jag and a leopard. Fuck's sakes, I'm lagging. We're back. So yeah, leopards and jags generally look like they got the same, but the pattern is different. Leopards don't have the spot right in the middle, as you can see, whereas jaguars do. So even though they both have that nice little rosette pattern, the jaguar will always have the little dot in the middle of their little rose, which is kind of cool. So that really does show you distinctively that jags and leopards are vastly different from what you would naturally see. And you spelt it accurately right, mosquito. I love it. So yeah, it's interesting what you find. So to be fair, man, we've covered a fair few, and we covered about a pigeon that got arrested in Pakistan. I know, I appreciate it, you don't know. As you don't know, I love you, bro. We much appreciate you, bro. Like, I appreciate all my moderators, especially you, man, even though you have been a little bit behind, but it's alright. So yeah, there was actually a pigeon in India that flew to Pakistan and got arrested. And the reason why this pigeon got arrested was simply because hope your day was brilliant and beautiful, animals. Thank you. We much appreciate that. So yeah, when you think about how this pigeon got arrested, it was simply because they saw the ring around its ankle, and they thought that this pigeon was genuinely a spy that was genuinely sending threatening letters to the Prime Minister of India. But it turned out to be just an ordinary owner, so they had to release the pigeon. So that was a very funny story that we did cover on a live stream, and we did actually cover in general. In it, she's doing good things out here, Carly. She's always doing good things. Bless her soul. Ah, bless Carly. She is so sweet. And it's funny that man is #1 fan, which is true. It is true. Bless him. And it's like I say, big up to all of you. Like, I think it's always important to show your passions, your love for what you enjoy. Man, I'm glad, bro. It's big love to you and your missus, man. Like, I appreciate the support that both of you bring. So, Carly, because you missed this little animal fact, so when you think about jaguars and you think about leopards, yes, they may look aerially the same, but what is different between a jaguar and a leopard is multiple things, but mainly the coloration and the pattern. As jaguars, they have this nice little spot in the middle of their rosette, whereas a leopard typically don't have that little rosette as much. They don't have that little dot right in the middle. They have this like rosette, feature. So this is how you can tell leopard from jaguar. But a lot of people, they are really cool, man. They really are spectacular creatures. They really are. And not only that, that's super cool. Whoa, that's exactly. And not only that, and I'm not sure how much you don't know is told you about nature, but what is really interesting is that jaguar's bite force is about 1,500 per square inch. They had the most powerful bite. That's 10 times more stronger than a human bite force. What is even more unique is that these guys, who would win in a fight between a leopard or a jaguar all day long, because they are the third largest big cat. They are genuinely more stronger. They can swim, they can climb. They're absolutely phenomenal at everything that they do. So they kill with one leap. And the reason why they have the most powerful bite force is simply because they go for the skull, not so much for the neck. So the neck is not really something that jags go for. It is typically more for the skull. They would hunt everything from like capybara to monkey to caiman and all that sort of stuff. They look like they have solid arms. They really do, bro. They really do. And they have partly webbed feet. So them having partly webbed, oh my god, I'm lagging like bad. We do. We have jaguars in my zoo. I actually did post a video fairly today on our jag. In fact, I've covered it. I've covered our jaguar at our zoo a fair few times for anyone that is interested in looking at that. So he's actually had been in our videos a fair few times. But he is an absolute gem and a half. I do love him. And our jaguar was born in 2012. He moved down to our zoo in 2015. And he came from France. His mum was naturally wild. She was captured by a illegal wildlife trade, but she survived. They're still alive. They're literally 19 years old, his mum and dad. So our jaguar, his mum and dad are 19 years old and still doing amazing. Would a jaguar beat a panther in a fight? Yes. I think they would. I think they would. Easy. And panthers aren't a species. They're not. People generally like to use the conception that they are a subspecies of a big cat. They're really not. You're looking at a black jag or a black leopard. What about a cheetah? Cheetahs don't come from where jaguars have come from. So you're looking at Central America. You're looking more like that side for jags, whereas cheetahs, they're from Africa, so they're never really gonna be, mingling together. Would a tiger fuck up a jag? Yes, because tigers are typically the biggest. They are the top dogs, whereas lions are second, jaguars are third. So all in all, yes, I can confidently say that a jag would lose a fight against a tiger hands down. Although it would be very weird for a jag to be fighting a tiger, considering where tigers are from. Have you seen a lynx before? Yes, we have lynx in my zoo. And you would typically find our lynx species all around like Ukraine, Romania. You know, that's where you would naturally find our species of lynx, because we do have lynx that are in our zoo. They are very interesting creatures. Where's our picture? My phone wants to be a tit today. Mate, you should come down to our zoo. Enjoy our zoo. What about a human versus jag? Jag would beat a human because human bite force is nowhere near that strong. And not only that, Rome, what you got to also remember is that a jag's bite force is about 1,500 per square inch. They are typically the most advanced killers. They'll be easy. They can swim. They can climb. They got partly webbed feet. So it doesn't matter what you do or say. It'll be lights out for a human because jaguars, they go for the skull, not so much for the neck. So yeah. What about a human with a human? Well, obviously, if it's technology involved, then humans are gonna win. But if you drop away any technology to try and beat a jag, then a jag's gonna win. That's hands down. A jag would win all day, every day. Doesn't matter what you do. Jaguars have evolved and have shown that they are intelligent compared to humans. So yeah. What about a blue whale versus a kangaroo? Blue whale. You're just not gonna get. Well, no, because if a blue whale was on land, it would be dead. That's the most interest. I mean, yeah. I mean, it'd be dead. So it'd be a bit pointless for the blue whale to try and start a fight with a kangaroo. And kangaroos don't even typically, you know, shark versus lion. Well, sharks don't typically hunt lions. And even if a lion accidentally went into the sea, I don't think a lion would be able to swim against the current, because it's not in their dietary. Lions typically, you know, don't go into the sea, and not only that, lions aren't swimmers. They don't like the water. Lions will typically actively avoid water. And not only that, sharks typically eat seals and other marine life. They will not typically eat a lion, as lions and sharks have never come face to face. Do sharks ever hunt in? Oh, that's a good question. Not sure on that one, Rome. But he does crack me up as well. I do like that he came in. It is a very good question. I will definitely do my homework on that. I've never ever had anyone ask that. Thank you for the. Oh my god. There we go. Thank you. Oh, we love it. But I appreciate that actual genuine question. I'm not actually 100% sure, but that's a very good question indeed. That is a very good question. And that's what I love about, nature is when you don't know something, you can just learn. You don't know, laughing his little socks off while getting high. I'm on another brainwave. That's why, yeah and no. Yeah and no. I would say yeah because you asked a genuine question, but then no because you're asking about, do lions and sharks mingle together? Has a shark ever hunted a lion? Oh, that's useful to know that actually you don't know. That is interesting. A tiger, all day, every day. Tiger all day, every day. Bong 447. I love that. But how are you doing though, Rome? How is life treating you? How is life treating you? And while I'm waiting for that response, everybody that has joined, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure, do tigers typically hunt cars? No. They will not hunt cars. No. Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad that life is treating you good though, bro. But no, in it, you don't know. I can drive my car through the savannah then. Tigers don't live in the savannas. That's an odd looking background. Not really. This is to give people a good idea between jag and leopard. As even though jaguars and leopards are the same in terms of coloration and patterns, there's a lot of distinctive differences between the two. Jaguars can swim, leopards can't. Not only that, jaguars' bite force is about 1,500. That's because they go for the skull, not so much for the neck. Whereas leopards, they go for the neck. And not only that, the pattern of a jag, they have a little dot right in the middle. Leopards don't. So there's a lot of differences between bees versus humans with deadly bees. Well, yeah, to be fair, if a human is typically allergic to a bee sting, then you bet your ass, then a human would die. But if a human isn't allergic to a bee sting, it would take a lot of bee stings to kill a human. A lot. Just like with bees and wasps and hornets, it's all the same. If a human is allergic and they don't get to hospital, they could end up dying. But if a human is not allergic to any of the stings, then it would take a lot of time for them to be stung. Won't the bee also die after stinging? Yes, a bee would typically die after stinging, but it still gives them a fighting chance to end a human's life if a human is allergic to the bee sting. But it all depends on the person. It goes down to the person. So it's a tie, pretty much. Ain't birds dinosaurs? Yeah, they are. Birds are like miniature dinosaurs, like chickens, like birds. I love that bees say, "Oh, I'm not dying." we got an interesting troll that's called Bee. I like that. I like that. Bee, you are funny. I like that. That's a very interesting name. But yes, Birds are like dinosaurs. Blue whale. Blue whale would demolish 1,000 fish quite easily. Quite easily. Because they're both marine life and, yeah. I'm sorry, but balls. Wasps do have poison in their sting, but that's the same as bees and everything else that can sting. What do whales eat? Mainly plankton and, other small, fish. But they can eat fish. They can eat pretty much anything from plankton to whatnot. And an interesting fact about blue whales, their heart weighs about 2,000 pounds. Why do dung beetles play with their crap? Oh, it's the most disgusting thing. That is believe it or not, Rome, that is going to be featured on my video. I will be making a video about dung beetles playing with their poo. So if you want to find that out, you're gonna have to watch the video for that. I mean, I love that question. I do. I really do. And that's a very good question, but that will be featured today in a video on why do dung beetles play with their poo? And you'll find out why. Like, yes, it is incredibly disgusting how they do that, but there is a good reason for it. And dung beetles in general are very interesting when you think about it. And ironically enough, I love how people, aren't they strong? Not that strong. Not that strong. Not that strong. I mean, they're strong, but not like compared to a human. But what I do love is how people call a lot of things insects and stuff like that. So I'm also going to be doing a video basically debunking what is an insect, what isn't an insect, and give you guys a good in-depth on that. So we got dung beetles coming out. We got why don't blue whales just eat everything? They are huge. They can, but at the same time, there's things they do and do not eat. Blue whales could eat a whole shark, but nah, they aren't eating. Yeah, but you gotta think logically though. You've got to think logically. It's like with humans. There's things humans eat, and then there's things that humans don't eat. It's just how we evolve to learn what we can and can't eat. That's just how it goes. If we ate everything in the whole world, we would have a very, very, very hard time understanding what is good for us, what isn't. If I was a blue whale, I would be eating the same and everything in my path. Fancy, bro. I think a lot of people would, to be fair. A lot of people would want to do the same thing. Although I would love to be a tiger. That's my thing. Well, I'm going to sleep in a bit because it's almost 3. Yeah, no worries, man. Have a good sleep, bro. Thanks for popping in, bro. And hope to see you again fairly soon. So I do. Top fads. I don't know why we have top fads. Okay. Interesting. No worries, man. Have a good one, bro. But yeah, like I say, guys, and also make sure you go and watch the African wild dog video, because I know a lot of you people don't know much about African wild dogs. And I did do a video about them, they are extraordinary creatures, and I think a lot of you will find them interesting as they do have a social structure. They do not kick out any of the elderly. In fact, African wild dogs will typically look after the elderly as well as the young. They really do have a good structure life on them. And not only that, what is even more unique about African wild dogs is that their hunting statistics are really impressive. They hunt 80% and their success rate is about 80%. So every time they go hunting, 80% success rate versus a lion that only gets about 30% out of the success rate of hunting. So it really shows that African wild dogs are typically more clever and more advanced of killing. No, they don't eat fruit and veg. They are typically carnivores, not omnivores. So big cats like jaguar, like lion, like tiger, like leopard, like cheetah. Well, cheetahs aren't classed as a big cat, but in general, cats do eat meat. They do not eat, you know, herbs and plants and stuff like that. They are typically, their diet is all about meat. That's how they survive. What's the difference between a big cat and a house cat? Lots of different factors, but here's one thing that I will give Rome to give you a good indicator of how you can tell the difference. See, a big cat basically roars. They roar. They're built for speed. You know, not speed, sorry. My cat is technically a big cat, but she's small. Not really, because your house cat can only purr or hiss, but they can't roar. And not only that, these guys, like your house cat can only typically you know, do hunting, yes, but they are not typically built like a big cat. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. It would fuck up a leopard easily. But as I say, with big cats, they are part of the Panthera family. So Panthera are the ones that are called cubs. So when a jag or a leopard or, you know, a tiger are giving birth, they would typically be called cubs. Whereas cats that are lesser cats, they're called kittens because they are not part of the Panthera family. They are not they're not classified as a big cat because a litter of kittens are called kittens, whereas a litter of cubs are called cubs because they can roar. They are vocalists. So that is how you can tell the vast difference between, you know, small and big cat. And cheetahs aren't big cats; they're classed as a lesser cat because they can only purr or hiss, and they're not built for strength. I don't have a house cat; I have a wild cat. What's your wild cat then, boy? Because I think you're very much mistaken if you think your house cat is a wild cat. Very mistaken. Betsy, come here. Is it a tabby cat? Is it a black and white cat? What sort of species of cat is it? Come here, Betsy. Come here. Because it is so common for people to have, you know, tabby cats. So it is. A lot of people do like tabby cats. Come here, Betsy. No, I brought him from an exotic. Ah. Oh, that's cool. Hang on, let me Google that. I'm curious now. I'm very curious. I like that. That is so cool. 1 minute. Andrew, what's good, bro? Oh wow, you got a beautiful cat, bro. I like it. So they can hunt down, things that are larger than themselves. Depending on the size, they have. Oh, okay. So they are small size, but they are incredibly good hunters. But they're not known to attack humans. That is kind of cool, bro. I like that. So yeah, your cat is wild, bro. You got a beautiful species of cat. I like it. Fair play to you, bro. Welcome, Andrew. Welcome to the stream, bro. But they are still typically small because they're about 35 to 48 centimeters, which is about 14 to 19 in. That ain't too bad though. I mean, they only weigh about 1 to 2 kg. Mate, fair play to you though for having a bit of an exotic little animal there, bro. Fair play to you. But people that have house cats, yo, good morning, what's good? But for people that genuinely have like tabby cats, they're not considered a big cat. So I hate to break it to you all, but I hope everyone's having a good morning so far. I know I'm having a good morning. We're on 1.13k subscribers. Thank you all so much for subscribing. You guys are amazing so far. But make sure you check out my recent video. You have an orange cat, fair play. But go and check out my recent videos, just like with the African wild dogs, just like my jaguar that we posted this morning. I hope you guys are all having a good Wednesday. It is the 23rd of this month, so I hope everyone is enjoying themselves, having a blast. Andrew, I hope you're having a good Wednesday, bro. So I was googling a Pacific animal that someone was talking about that they had. Is actually a very unique species of cat, to be fair, to have as an exotic animal. So yeah, that's quite impressive. It is quite impressive. But Andrew, I hope you're doing good, bro. Hope all my moderators are doing good. I don't know anything about animals, not gonna lie, bro. This is why you come to the nature channel. This is why you subscribe, so you can learn about nature in its entirety. Fair play. I don't know much about human biology. I can't lie. I'm not an expert on human biology, but I know my animal facts. So if you want to learn about nature, then it's best to stick around with me. Because I will never steer you wrong. I will never lie. I will never, give you guys false information that would give you guys questionable doubts. I work in a zoo, so that's what I do for a living. I love what I do, so yeah, we break down. It would be so cool to be. It would be, bro. And not only that, it's my job to show you guys how beautiful animals are. Like, for example, if you were to try and kill a cockroach and you were to try and drown it, they can survive up to 15 minutes underneath the water. So it doesn't matter what you do, it would typically be, you know, quite hard to kill a cockroach. Even if you were to remove a head of a cockroach, they can still survive because these guys are absolutely insane. Because sometimes it's a kid. Okay. Why do you think I love animals so much? So that's sad. Fair enough. In it, you don't know. In it. Oh. Let's try and think more positively. Let's try and avoid that topic. Cause I don't want people to feel sad and try and leave because of sad stuff. We try to make our streams, you know, very chill, very, you know, yeah. But I feel you, Rome. I feel you. It is sad. But I try to look at the positives. But man, I do rate your job. It is a tough job, but yeah. I don't want people feeling sad, you feel me? You feel me? It's all good. It's all good. So what are people's plans for today? What are people doing today? Let me know. What is everyone's plans for today? Nice. I should go to the gym because I can't lie. I'm a bit tubby, but it's all right. I'm waiting for my cigarettes to arrive. That's it, Fairs. I just had dinner now. About to have another bong. I vibe with that. I vibe with that. Mate, my plans are to chill with the dogs, to have fun with the dogs, post more videos, get you guys in the hype of nature, and show you guys the beautiful sides of nature in its entirety, and give you guys more to thrive off and learn. You know, because it is so fun teaching about nature, showing you guys the beautiful, the weird, the scary, the everything. And I do have the list of all the animals that are also upcoming. There's a lot to get done. A lot. And I mean a lot. Nice. We've got 6 people in here, 11 likes. Oh my god, I didn't see the 11 likes. Make sure you do smash that like button in the face because it does help. You know, the more likes, the more everything, it goes a long way. But if you guys want a lot more interesting animal facts on our live stream, who would win? Oh, I want to say bear. I want to say bear. Oh, I do want to say bear. I do. I'm gonna stick with bear on that one. I think a bear. Give it a chance, and a bear would probably mash it up. Yeah. It is. And that's some. They do. They do survive on Mars, but I still think a bear. In it, but I still want to say bear. I still want to say bear. As they are like a, they can survive in every bizarre situation. And it was, you know, a German zoologist that basically, you know, knew about this little species. And they are water bear. So it's another way. They have two. They have two names. The first one that you just saw, and then also water bear. So water bear is typically the most common that people use, but you know, they have the ability to survive anything. Don't give too much information away because I do want to cover that, because I do have the actual information logged in to my scripts and transcripts and stuff like that. So we will be covering a lot of in-depth information about them. They are very unique as they can survive in a lot of bizarre situations that are incredible to to humans. They are learning. They were, like I say, a zoologist was typically, the what this zoologist did actually, knew a lot about them. They are very interesting. Who would win, a jellyfish or a scorpion? Oh, it depends. Are we talking on land or are we talking about in sea? Because if it's in sea, a scorpion would die. If it's on land, I would say scorpion. In air, scorpion. Scorpion all day. Who would win? Well, it'd be Spartan, because they evolved to basically, fight them. But it would be a Spartan. But if you took away the spear and the sword, tiger, hands down. But it's funny how people think that a silverback gorilla would lose in a fight against 100 men. Just no. So it all comes down to perception and what people view. You know what I mean? It goes down to viewing than anything else. But like I say, a Spartan would win. But if you took away the sword from a Spartan, then hands down, tiger, hands down. Gorilla. 100 men would just die. It doesn't matter how many men you bring to the fight, it would still be gorilla all day, every day. Even if you had 100 gorillas versus 100 men, gorilla all day, every day. Even if it was 5,000 men versus 5,000 gorillas, gorilla. A gorilla would always win. So no matter how much money you want to bet, if you think you can take on a gorilla, I bet you £10,000 that you would lose that bet quicker, and I would still win that money. Well, obviously a gorilla would give up if it was 10,000 men versus a gorilla. But if you had 10,000 gorillas versus 10,000 men would lose. But if it's 10,000 men versus one gorilla, a gorilla would still pull up a good fight, but it would end up giving up eventually because it's outnumbered by 10,000. So 10,000 is not ideally suitable for a gorilla to fight. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. But everyone is different in that perception. The black. It would be most likely the droppings. Most likely the droppings. Not the bite, just droppings. because species of spider that lives in the bananas that get accidentally transported, it would most likely have droppings. Yeah, pretty much as shit. It's basically spider shit on the yeah. I say droppings because it's just a bit more of a friendlier word. I don't really like to use the word drop, crap or shit in terms of, you know, yeah. But if you want it the more brutal way, it is pretty much spider shit. That's just because in all my, how would you go about beating a black widow spider? You wouldn't. They're small and they're lethal. The only way you can counteract the bite is by having anti-venom. So anti-venom is the only way you can typically survive a black widow bite. But yeah. Fuck me. But yeah, that's just how I do it. It's just say droppings, like panda droppings, all that sort of stuff. King Cobra versus Rhino. King Cobra. Because rhinos are typically more, they're blind, they don't have good eyesight, and if a king cobra was to strike a rhino, it would be lethal for the rhino because rhinos don't have anti-venom to protect themselves. If every animal on Noah's Ark fought in a battle, animals, hippo would win. A hippo would win because hippos are generally got a more aggressive bite force, 10 times stronger than a lion's bite. And a hippo can basically rip a human in half. So, did Noah's Ark include fish? Because they say 2 of every animals, but what's the point getting fish? True, I mean, there possibly would have been fish, but the fish would have been dead by the time they hit the ark. Because there's no way for the fish to survive without the water, so it would be 2 of every mammal, monkey, and so on. Now that would be an interesting question. That is a very, very tough one. If every animal was to get into a brutal fight, it'd be very hard to decide who would be on top. But I would honestly say, cockroach would be a survivor, but they would also be squished in the process because monkeys would want to eat them because obviously monkeys would eat. But water bear would also survive because they're technically the most advanced species. So it would have to be polar bear. No, not polar bear. It would be water bear. But there is another species I would also think would survive. Because I would say cockroach, but then it would be eaten by monkeys. Monkeys would be eaten by jaguar. God, the list. Great white? Nah, if a great white was in a fight, they would be killed by orcas. Orcas would kill them. Because you got to think, orcas have that ability to kill, sharks. Who would win, a goldfish? Megalodon. But Megalodon was extinct 2.5 million years ago. But if Megalodon did exist, it'd be Megalodon. But personally, because Megalodon was extinct 2.5 million years ago, and not only that, the actual shark Megalodon was actually a mackerel shark, it still would count as Megalodon winning, which is impressive. Although a goldfish in England did survive to be 43 years old, so when you think about how we all thought goldfish don't live forever. Well, there was a world record of a goldfish living to be 43 years old. But goldfish is freshwater. Yes, it is in freshwater, but it still doesn't take away that a Megalodon would still easily chomp away before the Megalodon dies. Because a Megalodon, even though a Megalodon has been extinct for about 2.5 million years, if it was still alive, it could possibly live in fresh waters if it had the ability to do that. I would melt it in a salt water. Yeah, it would finish it, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I love this debate. I love this interesting conversation that we're all having. I love it. You guys really, really love to get technical with it. I love it. Oh, I love my moderators. My moderators are dope. Really rate them. Whoever wins, wins. It really has. It really has. It's been a dope stream. It's been a phenomenal stream. I love it. I appreciate you guys coming out though. I really do. It's been such an honor to chill with you guys. I mean, we got 1.13k subscribers, so I appreciate the love and support for that. You guys smash it, and I love that. So yeah, I'm gonna go and have my breakfast and then walk the dogs. So I will see you all a little bit more later on, hopefully. Mate, how tall are you? Well, I'm 5'4". I am 5'4". Because I'm short and I wanted to poke fun at my height because I'm not bothered with my height. I just think if you can't laugh at yourself, why bother taking things so seriously? People take everything seriously nowadays. You can't, like, people can't laugh at themselves. They can't have a joke. And then when you try and joke around with certain people, they just cry. And it's like, where's the world? What is the world coming to? Like, you can't joke no more. You can't do things no more. You have to be very much, you know, PC. You can't joke with yourself. I don't care. I'd rather joke around. I should be live later on in the afternoon, say about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Hopefully. It really has. It's a bunch of Karens that basically think, oh, we can't joke around, we can't do this, we can't, well no. I mean, if you think about it logically, we all grew up watching South Park, Family Guy, that sort of stuff. So what's the difference between having a laugh still? We've all learned how to have a laugh. We all learned how to joke around. Not only that, to laugh at one another. Like, I'm sorry, where? It's like, if you can't take a joke, don't make jokes. If you can take a joke, then expect jokes back. It's obvious. You know what I mean? So for me, I love joking around. I love banter. I love that sort of stuff. I just don't understand why people are such, you know, bunch of Karens half the time. Like, we all need to grow up and actually enjoy life for what it is. Whoa, I missed a live. Hope you're having a great day. I'll stay in for a bit longer if you want. I'll stay a bit longer. We have been, how long have we been live streaming for? I want to know. Let's find out, shall we? Have you ever picked up a... I've never picked up a penguin. Never. I've fed penguins, yeah, but I've never, ever done... Yeah, I've never done anything like that. They'll eat any fish. They're not phased. I've been live for 1 hour. You know what? In it weird how I've been live for 1 hour and it feels like it's been 45 minutes. Crazy, innit? I've done live streams where it's been like 4 to 5 hours and I don't know, 1 hour just doesn't matter. I just found out a panther is a leopard a week ago. Not only a leopard, but you're also looking at a black jag. So it's a black jag and a black leopard. But yeah, it's phenomenal that you only just caught on to that wind. But I do love your name, Miss. I like that. Miss Marina. What? What is a panther? Is it a leopard? It's a leopard or a black jag. Nope, it's either a black jag or a black leopard. I remember giving you guys a video to look at that was to do with black panthers and how it's not what we all think it is. It's generally just a black jag or a black leopard. But do go and subscribe to your boy. It does mean the world to me if you guys want to subscribe and all that sort of good stuff. It does go a long way. You guys learn a lot. So panthers and leopards are two... Not necessarily. In terms of black panther, yes. Because it's just one or the other. But even though a leopard and a jaguar have the same pattern, the only difference is a jaguar has a spot in the middle of its rosette. Go and look at my videos. You'll see. I can't believe people still don't believe that a black panther is not even a species. It's genuinely so typically different. How hysterically funny. You all should learn. I love it. This is why learning is so fun. A puma. Pumas are beautiful. It's basically like another word for like a mountain lion. So you can either call it a puma, a cougar, which is basically a mountain lion. And they weigh, when you think about females, a female puma would pretty much average weigh between 34 to 48 in weight. I want a pet monkey. You're never going to get a pet monkey. Never. And if you think having a pet monkey is great, I want you to go and listen to an audio that basically had a woman call 911 because her friend got absolutely destroyed by a chimpanzee. Well, where do you live? Oh no, not you. You don't know. I know where you live. You don't know. Yeah, but any monkey can still turn on you, even a chimpanzee. So pet monkey, I would say don't do that. That's the one that, yep. It's the one that at her face. That chimpanzee destroyed her face. And then she had to go and get surgery to make her face look better. But I would never recommend getting a pet monkey. Never. Not even if it's a small one. Because you need an exotic license, and then you need to understand the dietary needs, and you can't feed it Doritos and chocolate. Because the saying goes, if you don't want to, if you know you don't give dogs chocolate, why would you give a monkey chocolate or Doritos? Yeah. They are. They are ripped, but they are impressive for what they are. Absolutely impressive. Absolutely impressive. So yeah. Right, I'm going to head off now because I stayed for a bit longer. So I'm going to go and have my breakfast and I'll see you all later on. Lovely to see you all. I hope you all have it. I hope you all have an amazing Wednesday. Stay safe, stay blessed. Mate, you would get your eyes ripped out by a capuchin. Absolutely. I would not in any, and because I work in a zoo, as a professional, I honestly would urge you never to get a chimpanzee or a monkey or a capuchin or anything that is exotic, because humans, they fuck them up and they do not make a good house pet. They will trash your house and you will not know what you're doing. So leave it to the professionals. Do not try and attempt to get any you would be pretty much, you'd be banned from having any animals. You'd have a hefty fine, and not only that, you would be ratted out for being an animal abuser. And I'll tell you now, boy, trying to beat up an animal that is either critically endangered or vulnerable or anything on the ICUN list is going to get you in deep shit. All right, lad. So I don't care what your. It's not self-defense. A wild animal is a wild animal. So you clearly lack chromosomes if you think beating up any animal is typically okay. It's not. So if you want to be broke by beating up an animal, I wish you all the best. But just know you will have a hefty fine. That penalty fine you would have to pay is as long as your own bank account, mate. I can tell you that much. And you will never be able to own any animals ever again. So I've got my eye on you, boy. So anyone called Rome is not allowed to have an animal. Rome, you can't do that, bro. It doesn't matter how much you know self-defense. I'm sorry, but if that capuchin is gonna be upset or depressed because you're not giving it a full enrichment life, then I'm sorry, mate. You're gonna get the blunt end of an aggressive animal, and because you don't know what you're doing, I would not want you to get one. Anyway, I'm gonna go and have my breakfast and everything else. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.